Hello students, welcome back to my channel. The concept that we are going to discuss today is the direct and the inverse proportion. In that, first of all, let us learn what is exactly mean by the direct proportion. Direct proportion means what? If, in general, we can say that if the nature of variation is same. In general, what we can say, if the nature of variation is same, then this proportion is called as the direct proportion. That is, suppose we have two quantities A and B. If A is increasing, with that B is also increasing, then we can say that between A and B there is a direct proportion. There is what? Direct proportion. Why? Because both the quantities are in a same nature, that is, they are increasing. Or we can say that if A is decreasing and B is also decreasing, if A is decreasing, B is also decreasing, then also we can say that there is the direct proportion. That means exactly डायरेक्ट प्रोपोर्शन का मतलब क्या होता है कि इफ़ बोथ द क्वांटिटीज आर आइदर इंक्रीजिंग और आइदर डिक्रीजिंग simultaneously, then only we can say that there is a direct proportion. Now suppose if we want to show the direct proportion in symbolic form, then how we are going to show this? A is proportion to B, that is A is directly proportional to B. It is read as A is directly proportional to B. A is directly proportional to B. A and B either increasing simultaneously or decreasing simultaneously. The second that we are going to learn is the inverse proportion. Inverse proportion. Now in the inverse proportion, the nature of the variation is different. What I said, the nature of the variation is different. Now what is exactly mean by कि nature is different? Let us take again two quantities A and B. These are two quantities. If A is increasing, but with that B is decreasing. If A is increasing, but with that B is decreasing, then we can say that there is the inverse proportion. There is what? Inverse proportion, because A यहाँ पे increase हो रहा है, but B कैसे हो रहा है? Decrease हो रहा है. Or we can say that if A is decreasing and B is increasing, then also we can say that there is the inverse proportion. That means if one quantity is increasing and the second is decreasing, then in that case we can say that there is the inverse proportion. Now this inverse proportion symbolically कैसे लिखेंगे? A is inversely proportional to B. This 1 upon B indicates that there is an inverse proportion between A and B. It is read as A is inversely proportional to B. A is inversely proportional to B. Now let us solve some of the examples to get better understanding. First example, if 7 kg onion cost 140 rupees, how much we pay for 12 kg onion? What is the question? If 7 kg onion cost 140 rupees, then how much we pay for 12 kg onion? 12 kg onion का price we have to find out. In general, if we want to solve this example, as we already learned in the previous standard, to find out the price of 12 kg onion, first we have to find out the price of 1 kg onion. But instead of that lengthy process, we will solve this example by the direct proportion. Now how will you get to know that whether it is direct proportion or the inverse proportion? Now since 7 kg onion ka price is 140 rupees. So obviously if the number of kg is increasing, number of kgs are increasing, then obviously rupees is also increasing. kg increase होंगे तो rupees भी वहाँ पे increase होने वाले हैं. So there is the direct proportion. Now how to solve this example? Let us make one table. Number of kg and the rupees. Seven kg, 140 rupees. 12 kg. Here we can consider it as x. Okay. Now what we have to do? Let us take the ratio of 7 and 12, which is equals to 140 upon x. Let us solve this. Do the cross multiplication. 7 multiplied by x, which is equals to 140 multiplied by 12. Solve this. We want to find out the value of x, but we have 7 with this. Let us take this 7 on the other side. We will get x is equals to 140 multiplied by 12 upon 7. That is 7 1s are 7 2s are 40, 0 over here. So 20 multiplied by 12, which is equals to 240. That means the cost of 12 kg onion is 240 rupees. Secondly, let us take example for the inverse proportion. If there are some workers and they want to build a wall. If there are 15 workers which are going to build a wall in 8 hours. 15 workers are going to build a wall in 8 hours. If the number of workers are decreased, 12 workers वहाँ पे हो गए, then in that case we have to find out the number of hours they are going to take to build a wall. Obviously logically if we think, if the number of workers are decreasing, अगर वहाँ पे number of workers जो है वो decreased हो रहा है, so obviously time to required to build that particular wall will be increased. ज़्यादा टाइम लगेगा अगर वहाँ पे वर्कर्स कम होंगे. सो दैट मीन्स इफ़ द वर्कर्स आर डिक्रीजिंग, नंबर ऑफ वर्कर्स आर डिक्रीजिंग, वॉट एवर इज द टाइम रिक्वायर्ड इज इंक्रीज्ड. मतलब यहाँ पे डिफरेंट है, वर्कर्स डिक्रीज्ड है, टाइम इज इंक्रीजिंग. दैट मीन्स देयर इज एन इनवर्स proportion. So in that way we can identify whether it is an inverse proportion or whether it is a direct proportion. Number of workers are decreasing but the time required is increasing. In that case it is the inverse proportion. Now let us solve this example. Let us find out ki how much time they required to build a wall. So for that also first of all we are going to consider that x hours will 12 workers take to build a wall. Let's make the table. Number of workers and time, which is in hours. Now here first of all the number of workers is 15, time they required is 8, number of workers is 12 and the time required is x hours. So here what we have to do, we have to just multiply 15 and 8. 15 multiplied by 8 and 12 multiplied by x. Now we have to find the value of x over here. So यहाँ पे 15 multiplied by 8 divide by x, which is equals to, divide by 12, which is equals to x. Now 4 2s are 4 3s are 15, 3 1s are 3 5s are 15. Again 5 2s are 10, which is equals to x. That means we get the value of x as 10. That means 12 workers required 10 days to build a wall. So obviously here we can observe that number of workers are decreasing, but the time required is increasing. That means here we get the inverse proportion. So in that way we can solve the inverse proportion के examples. So I hope you understand the concepts of direct proportion and the inverse proportion. If you like my video, share to your friends and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.